Hello, lovely people. I'm Shaq, and welcome. Today I'm outside, and I am carving on tankards. You know, I'm not real good at remembering what they call each of the things in the listings. We tried to change up the names to help it make more sense, and I think that in some ways I got more confused. So anyway, I think these are tankards, but they may not be. They may be referred to something else. I've been out here carving for a minute, and I have done just the two. I'll show you the second one here in a minute. But what I realized is I set myself up out here, and I didn't think, since I was just carving the mugs or the tankards, I didn't think I needed water. Thought, I'm just carving it, I don't need to bring a bowl of water. And as I got into it and was cleaning up handles and other bits of the mug that's just become my job to do, is to clean up, I realized I did need water. So I ran and got my bowl and my sponge. Gotta have the sponge. And that's what I'm doing right now, is just cleaning up drips. And it's kind of interesting. The magic water we use sometimes drips and makes really big marks that the customers have complained about, and Arthur has requested that I clean up. And so I am making an effort to clean that drip line up. And you know, it's not something it should have been done all along, in my opinion, but it wasn't happening. And so now it's my job. I get to clean it up. This one had a lot more marks on it that I gotta say I don't even know. And the sponge is going to leave its own marks. There was apparently a dent that was then attempted to clean up, and it still had a mark, and I cleaned it up the rest of the way to have less of a mark. But we got, okay, I am gonna call that mushroom good. Also didn't realize how often I use water to smooth out the carve lines when they look a little rough. The water will often smooth that out, and these tankards are probably a little drier than what I have usually been carving on, so you are going to get rougher lines in your carving. And I chose to wait to carve them because I don't like working around a wet handle. And they were probably at their perfect carving texture when the handle was still wet. And I call me paranoid, but I know me. I'm gonna run into that handle a few times. So this is the other one I was doing. It is a tree, which was also requested by Arthur. He said that people have been coming up to the, I don't know what it started out as, a little teacup maybe, and seeing the tree I did on that, and asking, saying, but I don't need a planter. They really like the tree, but they don't need a planter. So I'm putting it on something else, and I'll probably put a tree on other things. I really like doing trees. They just take a minute. I like the ones without leaves. I like the ones with leaves. And so I should probably just make it part of my repertoire. When mushrooms are requested, they get at least one tree. I had some texture on here I was trying to take care of without water, and it was not working out. Like I said, these are drier, so the water, it doesn't react the same. I I had ended up outside, not because I was just dying to get out in the sun, show it to you again, but because I have Arthur's jacket inside all over the desk. I'm about halfway, I think, on it. Okay, we have a fresh blank one here, and I'm gonna do a mushroom on this one, but I think the first one I did it on this side with the handle here. This one I'm going to put it on this side. It was one of the things that we always laughed about when talking about where the decoration should go. Darby was a purely one side is the right side, and Joey and I everybody's different in where they want their decoration. And being dyslexic, one side, you might think you were doing it one side, the same side all the time, and turn out you're not. I think those shirts that I just made, the tropical shirts where it buttons up on the one side one time and then on the other the next time. I also didn't bring a rag out here, so I think my pants, they aren't jeans. My pants are becoming the rag, and that's fine. These pants have been patched so many times that they are getting uncomfortable, so I'm like, if I ruin them, that's okay. The first thing we're gonna do, push our glasses up once again. New glasses are on the way. Like I tried out the frames in a pair for the computer. I do not have those computer glasses on right now. I'm wearing one old pair. And I was happy enough with the frames that I said, okay, we're going to get real glasses next month, kind of thing, when I bought them. Real glasses, you know, the bifocals that you wear and you walk around in, not the computer glasses that you forget you've got on and wonder why you can't see anything. Except the computer screen. I don't know, maybe you don't have that problem. But I have the specific to the sitting down to the computer glasses because I do spend a lot of dedicated time there. I got the blue blocking on them and everything. And I sit down and get started working, and then I get called to, like, well, I don't know. The dog will ask me to take him out. Joey will ask me for something. I'll get up to go do it and forget I've got the other, the computer glasses on, and I'll wonder why nothing's in focus. The first thing I am doing here is cleaning up the seam around the handle, which always needs a little bit of cleanup. Sometimes less than others, but it just always looks a little bit better. I was musing over the fact that my wood carving and even my metal work are influencing how I go about cleanup, how I approach it. In fact, I'm pretty sure Joey has been cautious about how they approach things because they didn't have, a cross craft that told them they should try it. And I truly believe that that's the whole thing, is that you're cross crafting, you're doing other crafts, and it kind of just gives you the bravery or the whatever, to go ahead and try something and see if it works. And it's the same movement, it's the same, very similar kind of cleanup, or like in this case it really is cleanup that I was doing when I was doing metalwork, making sword hilts. So it's the same kind of method that I used for cleaning up the welds, Granted, it's quieter tools. I mean, this is not a spinning grinder, but the method and basically the look that I'm trying for ends up pretty much the same. And that's kind of just smoothing out the join, because it'll be welds, and the way that you join the clay together is lumpy, or can be. Not everybody's is lumpy, but we are definitely dealing with lumpy here, and I just try and take some of that away. And I have a feeling that being outside, my mugs are getting dry faster. The sun is starting to hit them. There are marks on here I hadn't expected. I don't know what they are. They kind of look like round spots of magic water. Maybe they are round spots of magic water. I don't know. And I usually start with a potter's needle, I think it's called. I don't know. It's the sharp pokey thing that you accidentally poke yourself with a lot. Maybe you don't. I do. I start with that to just outline what I want. Which is somewhat of a quiet task, I guess, since I'm being quiet. I don't like to do that because then I lose it. I put it in there point down, and I lose where it's at. Bit of coconut water, keep us hydrated out here, because we're not doing a very good job of that. So after the pen, you'll see there's all this material that's all dusty. I'll brush that out. I don't get all of it. That's not really what I expected, you know. And then I use another tool. This one's wooden to broaden out those lines. I got a new tool that carves away the material, and I discovered it doesn't follow my pen lines really very well. So I was a little disappointed because it was going off course. And this wooden tool, and I have a plastic version very similar to it. They follow in the pin lines much better. And I like the way this one makes, it goes around the curves. My funky mushroom. And of course, there is more material that has to be brushed out, which I was doing as I went along. There's the mushrooms. Now I'm going to get that new tool. It has very much a mind of its own. It's a much heavier tool than I've been used to using. And I'm going to make little tufts of grass. Should probably use the brush again, but let me see. My mushrooms in there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little trip along with me outside to carve tankards. Have a delightful day and a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one.